Previously on the Canadian Rally Championship. After battling Team Subaru all year, Antoine Lestage and Natalie Richard watched a season's worth of hard work fall apart on the last stage of 2009.
The highs are very high in rally, but it can also be a cruel sport, and that's what we have today.
Team Rockstar vowed to take the fight to the championship in 2010, but four-time and defending champion Patrick Richard wasn't going to make things easy for them.
I'd love to go for another Canadian championship. It's going to be a great battle.
Added to the mix were the up-and-comers, Team Swap Shop, with their own plans for the season's battle, and crazy Leo Erlichich, looking to score big in his first full national season. The resulting battle has spanned the country with 3 lead changes in the race to the Cup. Today, the Rockstar team leads the teams back to Bancroft, Ontario to face off against Team Subaru and the Demons of 2009. For Richard and Lestage, there can be no holding back as it's winner take all. 4 provinces, 6 events, 90 stages, and 900 kilometers of rallying, and it all comes down to the Rally of the Tall Pines.
Hello, Canada. Vic Roeder along with TSN Rally analyst Paul Chater, and welcome to Bancroft, Ontario. And Paul, this is it. Final rally of the 2010 season, championship right down to the wire.
Yeah, with only 2 points between Patrick Richard and Antoine Lestage, it could go either way. And a Subaru needs to finish at least in second place to secure the manufacturer's title.
And all the teams, as you imagine, are geared up.
Yeah, it should be a good rally. Winner takes all.
Whoever wins the Drivers' Championship. We've won the championship 4 times already. I'd like to make it a 5th.
So it's going to be a big battle for the first 4 position.
It's the end of the year. We can just go flat out and have fun.
Well, I just have to finish ahead of Pat. I know he's going to go balls out.
Yeah, it's been a great battle all year, but it comes down to the last event of the season.
And everybody wants to get on the podium, so it should be a good fight.
And in a move to help Richard chase down Lestage, Team Subaru has hired 2003 WRC Group N champ Martin Rowe.
A couple of weeks ago, he rang me up and said, did I want to do a rally? And I was like, whoa. He said, we're here to support Subaru and try and help get the manufacturer's title.
It's great to have him here. That frees me up to really battle Antoine for the Drivers' Championship.
Now he has another car. I guess they needed a second car, so it's going to be interesting.
I'm just going to get myself in the groove, blow out the cobwebs, and then, if the car feels good and the notes are working well, we'll be pushing hard.
The final run of the Fiddler Cup is made up of stages that combine all of the most challenging elements the teams face throughout the year. Big jumps mean loud cheers from the spectators, but it's tough on the cars. Tall Pines is often a war of attrition.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive, Subaru. And having won the last 2 races with speed and consistency, the Rockstar Royal Group team will lead the cruise into the stages.
The first stage is a bit of a shakedown, part of the legendary Old Hastings stage, and most of the teams will use it to test each other. Some will hold back in an attempt to fake out the competition, but a driver like Antoine Lestage is too much of a pure racer to play games like that.
And Paul, let's be honest, the weather is unusually clear and mild, and the speeds are going to go up, and the margins for error, well, they come down.
These conditions favor Lestage's driving style. The Rockstar Royal Group car has an edge in stability and outright speed, whereas Richard's Subaru STI is the king of the tight and twisty areas where the ability to change direction is the key.
And here at Tall Pines, with all these stages, it really is going to come down to who can get the most speed and consistency out of their ride.
That and who can survive to the finish. The Old Hastings stages alone have over 20 jumps listed in the route book, and the big air can lead to big crashes and major equipment failures. There have been years here at Tall Pines when just finishing the event meant taking home championship points.
And so that makes the last event of the season a true test for crazy Leo Erlichich. The young man has impressed us all season. His speed has come up. His consistency has been better. So regardless of the outcome, we expect big things in 2011. So while this final fight for the Fiddler Cup comes down to Richard Lestage, Paul, we cannot count out Team Swap Shop.
No, Craig Henderson has worked his way up to third in the point standings. If Richard and Lestage take each other out, Henderson could claim the title if he wins the event. But he'll have to hold off teammate Bruno Carré and Team Subaru's Martin Rowe, not to mention Crazy Leo or veteran Peter Thompson. It's a big order. Rowe is getting used to his STI, and Thompson is also shaking loose the cobwebs. It's way too early to call it.
And so the battle lines are drawn, and the first volley to Antoine Lestage blasts everyone. 9-second lead on the first stage. Crazy Leo pulls out some extra speed and ties Richard, while Henderson manages to hold off Rowe. Carré is down in the order, and he has some mechanical trouble. When we come back, Lestage isn't taking the lead for granted.
The Alpine is a long rally with so many things can happen.
And the stages begin to take their toll.
That's the way she goes. That's a rally. If you don't risk it, you're not going to get it. So
more Rally of the Tall Pines on TSN.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what do you got in this thing?
16 valve, 2.4 liter engine, 200 horsepower. Air conditioning.
32 valve, 3.5 liter engine, 650 horsepower, air conditioning.
Honda builds every IndyCar engine. It's our commitment to racing and engineering. The same engineering that goes into the all-new Civic, the official vehicle of the IZOD IndyCar Series.
Welcome back, and in for first service, Patrick Richard is still confident they can make it 3 in a row here in Bancroft. They've won the last 2 years, the Tall Pines.
We lost a little bit of time to Antoine, but that's what we expected. On the faster, more open stuff, they usually take us, and on the twisty, more technical stuff, we usually take them. Going to plan.
And Lestage knows there are still lots of punishing K left.
The Alpine is a long rally with so many things can happen. We saw it in the past, so I'm not getting overexcited now. Still a long way to go.
Bruno Carré is struggling to keep up with the center differential on his car making trouble, but teammate Craig Henderson is flying right behind Crazy Leo.
Yeah, it's going fine. With the first stage, we pushed pretty hard. We did a fairly good time. Bruno had center diff problems, so I don't know if they'll be able to fix the car before the next stage or not, but for us, everything's going good.
Back on the stages, Paul and Patrick Richard is on attack mode. The second stage is a repeat of the first, but on this pass, Richard is matching now Team Rockstar's time, second for second.
Yeah, and this could be the closest fight we've seen between Richard and Lestage. Both of them have won Tall Pines multiple times. Both of them are in fully developed cars, and both of them will find stages here that suit their driving styles.
And there's always a bit of a luck factor here. And when you have jumps like that, you're going to need some luck.
A fact that Antoine and Natalie are painfully aware of. Last year, they not only had the event in the bag, but the Canadian and North American championships as well. And it was all undone on the last stage by a $50 hose. By the way he's taking the jumps and attacking the iron bridge, it looks like they're playing it conservatively this year.
Something else to consider here. Crazy Leo is matching Patrick Richard's stage times, and so Craig Henderson, well, he doesn't have the luxury of playing the conservative game.
Yeah, although Henderson succumbed to illness last year, Craig is consistent on the podium. He's a contender here in Bancroft, and with teammate Bruno Carré still battling mechanical troubles, Henderson is currently in the best position to put Swap Shop's final mark on the championship this year. This team kept the likes of Richard and Lestage honest all season, and today is no different.
And Paul, we have to applaud Martin Rowe. Unfamiliar car. First national level rally in Canada, the ex-Group N champion is a contender right out of the box. After a flat on stage 2 cost him time, now he's posting top 5 times and working his way up the leaderboard. By the end of stage 4, he'll pass both Bruno Carré and Simon Lossier, but that gearbox is starting to whine a bit.
Yeah, and the boys at Can-Jam Motorsports have to be proud of Crazy Leo. These roads suit his flamboyant driving style, and this makes him a fan favorite here at the Tall Pines.
And let's be honest, that's risky because these roads are unforgiving.
Oh, ooh. Oh, well, and case in point, Leo's race is over, and so is this season.
And now, Patrick Richard. He has a chance to take the lead after stage 4.
Slipping forward plus camber, keep in, on crest, open. Front wheel there. Okay. Keep in. Can't steer. And 6 up, keep in, and slipping forward right plus narrow camber, minus, opens, 40. Oh, get the brakes, get the brakes, get the brakes. Okay. We're barely going to make it here. Okay.
They've got to hold it together for 1 more kilometer. If they can get out of the stage, they should be able to limp back to service.
Paul, but with that lost wheel, they also lose the time they had clawed back. Crazy Leo's crash bumps Henderson up to 3rd, leaving Carré fighting for 4th with Rowe, Lossier, and Narini. The legendary Tall Pines roads are starting to take their toll.
Entered the last stage and we landed a big jump, but the right front wheel just exploded. So we lost steering and we lost the brakes as well because it ripped the caliper off.
We had a few dramas in the last group of stages, and then on the last stage, fourth gear is really noisy, so the guys are frantically working behind us trying to change the gearbox. Rocket Rally is a very professional team. Yeah, I'm confident they're going to get the car out very soon.
But it is game over for Crazy Leo and Cam Jam Motorsports.
On the second stage, I turned in too early for a corner and I had to turn out to avoid a rock. And we just hit the massive shield on the rock on the outside of the corner. Unfortunately, that was it. We'll fix it for sure, and we will be back for Kirsten.
And while Henderson is running smoothly and is up to third place, Carre's string of bad luck continues.
We lost a brake in the front, so we have to go a little slower. We might have an issue with a chuck too in the rear, so it's going to be tight. We might do part of it and do the rest next service.
And it's nothing like a good battle that brings out the best in champions.
Now we have 26-second lead, so it's still not that much, but it's good. But the stage before where Pat took fourth was insane. He drove very well, and I was going absolutely flat out. It's fun. It's a good battle, and hopefully he can fix his car and we can have a battle again for the rest of the day.
Sadly, it isn't to be. Team Subaru has discovered more damage to Richard's car, and they're already late getting the car out of service.
Unfortunately, on that hard jump landing, we just found out broke the steering rack in half, so it's not safe for me to continue without replacing it, so we have to do that. That's the way she goes. That's rally. If you don't risk it, you're not going to get it, so I'm not going to quit.
Rally of the Tall Pines when we come back.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keene, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
Welcome back, everyone. Vic Roeder along with Paul Chater here at the Rally of the Tall Pines, Bancroft, Ontario. And Paul, Pat Richard's trouble at the last service, and so now Antoine Lestage has a little cushion.
He does, Vic, and a less mature racer might blow off that advantage. In this sport, drivers become victims of the red mist more often than they fall prey to mechanical trouble.
However, we have seen the Rockstar team. They've already proven they're smarter than that.
Exactly. If Antoine and Natalie win here today, they'll not only earn the Canadian Championship, they'll win the coveted Triple Crown, having already won the Rally America and North American Championships, and you don't get to that point by taking pointless risks.
And Paul, it looks like the boys and girls at Rocket Rally finally have gotten their boss's car back in the game, but boy, he's lost a bunch of time.
Richard is now down over 2.5 minutes on Lestage. Even if the defending champion managed to pull a second per kilometer on the Rockstar team for the rest of the event, it might not be enough. But this is the Tall Pines, and fortunes here can change faster than anywhere else.
And nobody knows that better than Richard or Lestage. And you talk of fortunes, well, Craig Henderson is starting to have his own troubles.
The tough roads at Tall Pines also make some drivers nauseous, a problem that Henderson had last year and is starting to recur again now. The anti-motion sickness patches that a lot of the co-drivers use aren't an option for the drivers, and nobody is at the top of the game when they're sick. This is Bruno Carre's chance to catch up to Henderson now that the troubles he was having earlier have finally been sorted.
The complications from Martin Rowe's gearbox swap is also forcing him to fight back up from 16th. He'll take 4 places in the next 3 stages.
Rally veteran Peter Thompson is having some brake troubles, costing him valuable time, and he's falling farther behind Simon Lozier. Nick Narini is ahead of them both, now up to 5th place, while Martin Walter has been battling with Simon Dubé for top 2-wheel drive honors.
Now, whether it's 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, the choice of tires at Tall Pines usually comes down to either ice or a gravel tire.
You really need to pick the right tire for the conditions. A gravel tire has absolutely no grip if there's any ice on the road at all, and an ice tire will wear out tremendously quickly if there's actually no ice on the road.
Round the Black doesn't even begin to describe the technology.
On an ice tire compared to a gravel tire, it's a much softer compound tire. The tread pattern is much closer, and therefore we are able to get a way better grip on the ice surfaces. A gravel tire uses a wider tread blocks. It's way tougher over an ice tire. It doesn't get chewed up by gravel so much.
And Yokohama has a few great offerings for the different conditions we see in the Canadian Rally Championship. So really they've got all the bases covered, and they definitely have the best choice of tires for us out here on the stages.
But for Team Subaru, even the best tires in the world can't undo the damage already done.
Yeah, we just had too much damage from that wheel that exploded. We had to change the steering rack and a few other things, and the guys worked really hard and did a great job even to get the car back on the road. But unfortunately, we took 14 minutes of lateness, which is 2.5 minutes of penalties. So, that's the way it goes. It's rally.
And that puts Antoine Lestage one step closer to the Triple Crown.
Yeah, now it's a question of try to use my head and not get into a fight to win stages. I mean, the only thing that matters to me is to try to win and win the championship. So I'll try to not do any mistakes, and hopefully the car stays in one piece. And it looks great. Still a long way to go, but I'm glad we're in that position.
While the tables have turned at Team Swap Shop.
Yeah, second to last stage, my stomach was real sick. I had to stop at the end of the stage. I didn't lose very much time though. Now I'm feeling better. The stress has kind of gone down a little bit. I think we should be all right to keep on.
Yeah, when the guys fix everything, now it's fine. Now we're having fun. It's amazing. It's great. Jumping all over the place. Very tight road. Very narrow road. It's great. I love it. It's so much fun.
So as the sun sets on some of the toughest roads in the championship, the teams head out for another loop before the final service. The Rockstars team lead, slowly eroding from Team Subaru's attacks, but Lestage refuses to give up his shot at the championship that he has fought so hard for the entire season. The defending champion isn't giving up. There's still almost 100K to the checkered flag, and anything can happen.
Craig Henderson's illness is growing with each stage, and he's now fighting just to finish each kilometer. He's come much farther than he managed last year, and he's refusing to give up, but is starting to look like he might have to retire.
While his teammate Bruno Carré's Gremlins, they're cropping up again, costing him the chance to make up serious time on Henderson.
And Martin Rowe continues to fight up the leaderboard, taking another 4 places. He's now up to 8, ahead of Peter Thompson and right behind Hugo de Grenier.
So with only a few stages left in the 2010 Canadian Rally Championship, Antoine Lestage leads Patrick Richard by over 2 minutes, and it's going to take all of Henderson's willpower to hold on to the finish. When we come back, it's the run for the cup.
I'm not giving up. We're still driving flat out.
It could be very hard, and it could end up very badly, but it's not over yet.
We're going to crown the 2010 champion when we come back.
State your desires.
Speed, adrenaline, competition.
Calculating. Result in 3, 2, 1. The National Auto Sports Association. Start here.
Welcome back as teams get one last chance to service their cars before facing off on the final and most challenging stages.
When you go balls out, let's call it like that, on that road, there's a lot of jumps. I mean, it could be very hard and it could end up very badly, but it's not over yet. You know, last year at that last service, everything looked good too, so we'll see.
Well, we're still driving flat out. I mean, I broke another control arm in the back, landing a bad jump. We're still giving her. I'm not giving up, but I wouldn't want to wish anything negative to happen to them either.
The Canadian Rally Championship on TSN is brought to you by Subaru. Think, feel, drive Subaru. And by Yokohama Tires. Now, you've got control. And Paul, this is it. For Patrick Richard and Alan Ockwell, there's no quitting.
In rallying, if your car is on the road and running, you have a chance. And with a fleet of Subarus behind him ensuring the manufacturer's championship, there's nothing left to hold him back.
So it is all or nothing for Patrick Richard, and only Antoine Lestage is in the way of a 5th title.
Now, Antoine and Natalie's huge lead is probably no comfort at the moment. Last year, they were in exactly the same position they're in now. A big margin over Richard going into the last set of stages. They learned the hard way that it isn't over till it's over.
Meanwhile, Simon Lausier has steadily been hanging in and around the top 10, Paul, and the young Synchro Autosport driver, he'll finish 6th. While Peter Thompson, he's out, stage 13, had brake problems.
Yeah, Vic, the former champion chose the Rally of the Tall Pines as an opportunity to come out and just have some fun. It's too bad he couldn't take it all the way to the finish or to the podium.
Man, this can be a frightening experience in the daytime. At night, it's even worse. Now, young Hugo de Grenier, he survived Tall Pines, earning 7th place, beating fellow young gun Steve Hobbs for the Novice Championship, while Nick Narini manages to squeak into the top 5 right behind Martin Rowe. The 2003 WRC Group N champ brings home 4th place points for Team Subaru, and hopefully he has caught the bug of rallying here in Canada.
And although Craig Henderson is struggling just to finish the stages, Bruno Carré can't quite catch him.
But more to the point, Paul, it's the amazing work of Team Swap Shop and what they've done this season. This is their first full championship year, and Carré led half of the championship. Now, the battles between teammates Henderson and Carré were just as exciting as watching them keep up with Richard and Lestage. Great stuff from this private team.
Still hanging on to the hope that luck might shine on them. Patrick Richard and Alan Ockwell are down to the last few kilometers.
They'll have to run clean, however, to finish, to be in position to take advantage of any problems that Lestage might have. You know, there's that thing called luck again, and this sounds bad.
The left front suspension's collapsed and the tires digging into the bodywork.
And it sounds like it's getting even worse, and we're only 1K from the finish of the rally and the championship.
No, that's it, Vic. The car can't make it. It's over for them.
And, Paul, that's it. No one left to challenge it. They had the championship stolen by bad luck a year ago, but not this time. Antoine Lestage and Natalie Richard.
Yes. We've done it. I'm so happy. Yeah, Triple Crown. We've won everything possible in North America this year. US, Canada, and North America. So I want to say thanks to John and the guys and Nat and all our sponsors. It's awesome.
Indeed. Congratulations as Lestage wins the 40th edition of the Rally of the Tall Pines. And with Richard out, Craig Henderson manages to hold it together. He gets 2nd place, while Swap Shop teammate Bruno Carré, he rounds out the podium. Antoine Lestage earns his 3rd Canadian Rally Championship, while Craig Henderson's consistency through the season ties him for 2nd in driver points with Richard and earns Subaru the Manufacturers Championship. And it's also a proud moment for the privateer, Team Swap Shop.
What a hard day. It was probably the hardest day I had since my first started rallying. I even thought at a point I had to stop the rally and not be able to continue. I was too sick.
I'm very proud of him. We finished 2nd, so we can ask better than that.
And another podium bookends Carré, Steve.
Oh, we had a great team, and thanks to Swap Shop, because Andre and the guys did a wonderful job. It was amazing. And we had a great year. It was fun. We had a lot of fun, and yeah, pretty happy about it.
And so the torch is passed. One champion to another.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, the car steered straight left right into a big boulder, and we couldn't continue after that. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to finish the event, but Subaru still won the Manufacturers Championship. The Rocket Rally guys did a great job keeping the car together all season. They worked really hard, and I couldn't ask for a better crew. And Subaru Canada has been fantastic with the support. Great rallying, and hope to see them next year.
Yeah, we did it. It's just awesome. We won the championship, so it's just great. We had an awesome season, and the 3rd time I'm winning the Canadian Championship. And this year with the US and the North American Championship, it's the Triple Crown, they call it. I'll still have to sink it. It's sweet. It's just awesome. So we're going to celebrate tonight.
Paul, it's been a remarkable year. From the surprising challenge of Team Swap Shop, the stunning speed of crazy Leo Erlichich, to that epic battle we've seen all season long between Richard and Lestage. The 2010 Canadian Rally Championship has kept us on the edge of our seats. And now for Paul Chater and our entire crew, I'm Vic Crowder. We hope to see you again next year. The Canadian Rally Championship on Canada Sports Leader, TSN.